Welcome into TFW Live, the best kept secret in fantasy football, where we keep that week one feeling going all year long. This is episode 359, and we're going to give you all that lineup advice you need for week 12. But first, I want to let you know that support for TFW Live is brought to you by Manscaped. They are the best in men's below-the-waist grooming, and their products are precision-engineered tools for your family jewels. Manscaped's Performance Package is the ultimate in the men's hygiene bundle. And you can join 6 million men worldwide who trust in Manscaped with this exclusive offer just for you, Whisper Nation. 20% off plus free shipping with the code TFWMAN at manscaped.com. That's 20% off plus free shipping with the code TFWMAN. Welcome in, guys. I'm Big Travie. You can find me on Twitter at Big Travie TFW. Want to say thank you to y'all. Please let me know if everything's working, if you can hear me, if you can see me. Traveling a bit this week, obviously, with Thanksgiving, so I want to make sure I'm all dialed in. You guys at least can hear me as I spew out the nonsense that is this advice this weekend. But a big welcome to all of you in the chat right now. I see Brett Johnson, Rodaris Chambers, Sleek. Appreciate you all being in here. I think Donnie's going to join us here in a bit. The newly married Donnie Tubbs, our producer extraordinaire. But we've got a lot of gratitude for Whisper Nation and all you in the chat. And, of course, those members on YouTube who support the show through a monthly subscription. We mentioned Rodaris Chambers. He's a new member. Pizza Belly, Hanimal, Gus Ramos, Don Caples, Bailey Ziegler, Nick, Brett Zabo, John Credit, Eric Lorenzen, Donnie Tubbs, and Jersey J. So I appreciate everybody that supports through that. And if you want to join the YouTube membership, just click join next to the video now. If you're watching on mobile, you'll have to switch to desktop to do that, but we would appreciate that. Helps us kind of continue to just chase this dream and continue to roll cool things out. Plus, you get all sorts of cool stuff, emojis and things to use as well, some comment priority. If you just love fantasy football, you want to join the Whisper Nation, hit subscribe on the YouTube channel. Absolutely free. We also have the Discord in the chat below, which is also free, and we continue the conversation over there. And, of course, on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, all the socials. Look for the Fantasy Whispers. All those links, though, are in the YouTube description if you're watching over there. So welcome in, everybody in here. Fran joining as well. And we'll start rolling through some of these questions. But some of the big news, coming out today, it looks like Justin Fields is going to sit against the Jets. It's looking like it's going to be, and I think he's officially inactive now. It's going to be Trevor Siemian in that one. We've got the Baltimore situation. Devin Duvernay, Demarcus Robinson, Gus Edwards, all expected to play. So we've got those guys rolling in there. Allen Robinson expected to sit. So we have that situation going as well. What's up, Calvin? We got our guy Donnie here in the background as well. Welcome in, the newly married.
Yeah.
Donnie. Congratulations, my guy.
Thanks, man. It's so good to be back, though. I've missed you guys.
Yeah, we missed you too. It's that time of year too. Not just your wedding, Thanksgiving, all sorts of holidays.
Oh yeah,
working in too. So it's been a little bit of a jumble, but we're back in action. It's week 12. No buys this week. We did have the 6 teams playing on Thursday for Thanksgiving, but we got a full slate today of second helpings of this stuff, and we got everybody here in the chat. David Randall, thanks for popping in. Chad Doak. So we'll start rolling through some of these. And if you guys got more questions, continue to pile them in there. If you want immediate answer to those questions, hit us with that super chat, and we will get that not only answered for you, but get you a little whisper woo, dude. Get the boards ready there.
Which one are you gonna get too?
Oh man, who knows? It's always a surprise. Let's see. Brett Johnson, 11th place in our league of record. He says 3-8 here. Pick 2: Marquise Brown, MVS, and Mac Hollins. I think I like the first two. I think it could be a little scary to play Marquise Brown. I understand that. He's coming back from the injury, but they don't have Zach Ertz. They don't have Greg Dortch. It looks like they're not going to have Rondell Moore. So you've got Marquise Brown stepping into what could be a really nice target share with him and DeAndre Hopkins. And then MVS, I just kind of trust a little bit more than Mac Hollins with some of the injuries that are going on with Kansas City as well. And that offense is just so much better. Plus, Donnie, you can attest to this. The strength of Seattle's defense has been in the secondary.
Yeah. So I was going to say I would choose those two as well because Mac Hollins is hit or miss, but he's essentially a deep threat outside receiver. The Seahawks defense struggles down the middle. That's why tight ends do really well against us, and that's why I think Devontae Adams, if anyone in this offense, is going to do well against us because he does those crossing routes down the middle. Our two corners.
And he does well against everybody, pretty much.
Everyone, exactly.
Yeah.
And I maybe Matt Collins gets you a 60-yard bomb, but I'd rather play MVS. The Rams won't have Stafford, all right, and they're just gonna probably obliterate them. So like spread the love around Mahomes, and I think MVS is gonna get quite a bit.
Yeah, you're just hoping that they don't blow them out too early. I mean, that's probably what's going to happen, but you're hoping MVS is one of the reasons why they get that lead. Yeah. They build that lead. So I'm with you there, though. Sleek in the chat says, good morning and happy Sunday. Happy Sunday and good morning to you as well, sir. It says 4-point PPR start 2, Aaron Jones, Michael Pittman, Rashad White, and Chris Godwin. Man, you got some good options here. I'm going Aaron Jones and Rashad White. I think that Aaron Jones has just been a guy I want to get in my lineup. And especially against Philly, that's the way you attack them is on the ground. And I think that's the way Green Bay is going to try and attack them. And then Rashad White with no Leonard Fournette. Now, the interesting thing about Rashad White is they did activate Gio Bernard. So it'll be interesting to see what the usage will be. But
I don't like that.
I expect a pretty big workload, though, out of Rashad White still. But, yeah, Bernard could siphon off some passing game work.
Whole career was siphoning away third downs from Mixon. Like it hurt my soul. So if he does that to White, I was starting White everywhere I had him this week, and I didn't know about the Bernard thing until now. So this is, I hope it doesn't lead to anything, but yeah. Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
You just have that kind of
it definitely does
back of your mind.
Yeah, it definitely gives you a little bit of the icks having Bernard back in the picture for sure. Rodaris Chambers, YouTube member, says, hey guys, thoughts on Tyler Conklin moving forward for fantasy playoffs? Would you play Foster Moreau or Hayden Hurst this week? Well, I'm a big fan of Conklin. I just haven't seen Conklin with Mike White yet. All that usage we saw to Conklin was with Joe Flacco, but I do think that it's better to have White than it is to have Zach Wilson. So, I mean, there's that.
Definitely.
Do you have any strong thoughts either way, Donnie, on Tyler Conklin?
The only place I have Conklin is my 20-man dynasty, and I'm just hoping he's either a top 10 tight end or the 80th tight end. So it's like, where are you going to get him? If you're shooting for the stars of the tight end, and you it's okay if you get a 0. I like Conklin a lot.
Right.
As far as Foster Moreau or Hayden Hurst, like I said, the Seahawks aren't very good against tight ends, so that could be a little bit of a juicy matchup right there.
Yeah, I'm playing Moreau. I picked up Moreau soon in the listener league because it's 4 flex, obviously, but I picked him up in there since we had the Hunter Renfrow and Darren Waller injuries, and he's been kind of solid, at least for what you get out of him. We get first down bonuses and stuff, but this is a matchup you kind of circle on the calendar against Seattle because they have been just gushing points to the tight end. So I'm with you there. I think with these guys that we're just swinging for upside with on tight end, you want the blow up spots, and Moreau's spot is a little bit more of a blow up spot for me than Hayden Hurst's.
Exactly.
Francis, single QB league, Brady, T-Law, or Heineke? Thanks, my man. All right, so I think I'd probably let's see. Brady and the Bucks are playing against Cleveland. Was it really
Jacksonville's versus Baltimore?
Yeah, I think I like Trevor Lawrence here.
I was gonna say that. I was scared too, though. I thought you were gonna yell at me.
Yeah,
I think they're 3-7. What do they have to lose?
Yep.
They have these. They're healthy at the wide receiver position right now. I think he's just going to sling it.
Yeah, I'm with you there, and I think the way that people have been attacking Cleveland, like I'm not saying Brady couldn't toss a couple touchdowns here, but the way that people have been attacking Cleveland is on the ground because that they have a very, very terrible run defense right now. I mean, a couple weeks ago we saw Miami both running backs get home against their defense, so. I really think I would lean more on Trevor Lawrence here because I think in that game it could be a back and forth, and Trevor Lawrence could be pushed a little bit. So, what's going on, Calvin, in the chat here? Bro, Cal, our guy. David Randall says Tyler Boyd, Olave, or Palmer. So it's only pick one here. I'm probably going Olave here. I mean, I just think
the 49ers defense doesn't scare you at all.
No, I mean, it does, but didn't Ward get hurt or banged up last game, too, against the Cardinals on Monday night? He might have came back in, but, I think Hopkins got, 9 for 90 on him? So I don't think it's out of the question that a volume guy like Olave couldn't get home, especially in a PPR. And Boyd just kind of scared me, his usage last week. Like, he didn't have a catch in the first half. and that was
Yeah.
a prime matchup. And then Palmer is just a little too inconsistent for me right now, even with Mike Williams out. I think I'd lean Olave. Of these guys, he's the alpha. So I think I'm just going to lean on the talent here. So
I totally agree with the alpha statement. I think personally, though, I think I might lean Palmer just because they're versus the Cards this week. And, they finally have Marquise Brown and DeAndre Hopkins in the lineup, and they're going to be ripping the ball. They're going to be trying to put up points. And I think the Chargers are 5-5, and everyone thought they were going to be top tier in the AFC West. And I think the same thing. They're going to have to match these points. I think this is probably the highest point total of the week. So I'd be excited to get those points with Palmer.
Yeah, I think of the Sunday games it is. I think that Detroit game got a higher over-under. But not to take away from your statement, I'm looking over here at ESPN. Kyler Murray will start today, so that helps with the situation of just getting them pushed to score points. So I don't hate it. I think I would lean Olave just because I'm a little bit partial in Dynasty, picked him up and rooting for him all year. But I hear you on the matchup there. So
Olave is so fun to watch. So if you put him in the lineup, just enjoy watching him play. He's going to give you points too.
Absolutely. We got about 16 of you here getting up to that 20 mark. Hit that like button on your way in. And if you're new to the channel, hit subscribe. Let us know where you're streaming from, where you're watching, and we'll shout you out here. So Chad Doak says Devonta Smith or Isaiah Pacheco at the flex. I'm just going to assume with these questions where it's not spelled out that it's PPR. But even in that situation, I like Isaiah Pacheco here. Smith now, him and A.J. Brown in the game, without Dallas Goedert, accounted for 60% of the target market share between the two of them. So you knew that it would probably consolidate, but that was awesome to see. Now, again, I think Green Bay's secondary, that's probably the strength of their defense right now, with Jair and some of the other guys they have in the secondary. Not that they've been playing at lights out, but I would kind of lean on Isaiah Pacheco here, going up against the Rams.
Can I ask you a question? I haven't watched much Packers this year, but is Jari, is he following a wide receiver? Is he going to follow AJ Brown?
No, he doesn't.
He's still left side.
Now,
he's still only left side.
He did one. Yeah, he did one game. I think they let him shadow a little bit, but I mean, he has historically not been a shadow guy.
Okay.
So I think Devontae could see an even split of snaps with him.
Yeah.
Although they did seem to use Devontae a little bit in the slot with Goddard out a little bit more.
Yeah.
But they did. I think they split that with AJ Brown too. So. I love Devonta Smith, but I think I'd have a hard time playing him against Pacheco when they're heavy favorites, and this could be a game where they end up grinding the game out with Pacheco.
Yeah, and he had 16 carries 2 weeks ago, 15 carries last week. No TDs, but, I mean, that TD is going to come, especially if you get this sort of looks. And it was only 40% snap share last week, but, man, against the struggling Rams, I'm really excited for Pacheco. So, I like you said, I love Smith too, but I think Pacheco's the way to go at the flex this week.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like I'm playing Smith everywhere, but I also don't have Pacheco in those leagues. So, that would be something I'd probably do instead. Stephen Joe says, what's up? What's going on, Stephen? He says, Juju or Pacheco in half-point PPR. So this is another one where it's like, I don't know. Again, I think I'm leaning with Pacheco because I think the volume's a little bit more sturdy, a little more secure, because we've talked about how they could spread the ball around between those. I mean, there's no CEH anymore. So really it's only between him and McKinnon, and McKinnon gets used in games where they have to throw, where they're forced to throw more. I don't know if the Rams have that today to push the Chiefs to throw a ton. So for me, I think I'm going to lean Pacheco in that volume.
I like that too.
We got Rashad White or Jeff Wilson, half-point PPR. Man, this is a great.
I would be trying to get both two of my starts of the week right there. I love those guys this week, man. Both the starters are out. Both of them have the fucking their opportunity.
They got the Mets draw this week for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
if I had to choose though, I mean, I think probably Wilson. That matchup's a little juicier, I think. But like we said, maybe try to get them both to start, unless you have like Saquon and Dalvin Cook or something.
Yeah,
but I would try to get
win or something. But yeah, I'm with you there. I think it does. I think it is Wilson, but it's like by a hair. It's like I want Wilson ahead of him, but I would rather have both going. But good on you to be in this point in the season, and this is one of the decisions you get to make. So
for real,
good luck, Steven. We've got 007-ish. 007-ish. Nice. Should I start James Robinson or Isaiah Pacheco? Oh, I'm definitely
Well,
leaning Pacheco here. I don't know about you, Danny.
because James Robinson's out. It was just announced a few minutes,
Oh, is
right
he?
when I was logging on. I
Okay.
saw it said that James Robinson is out.
Okay, so J-Rob's out. So that's
Yeah.
easy question there. Get that guy in there. Should I start Tyler Lockett or Christian Watson? This is kind of a good, interesting one. Similar style of play, big play guys down the field. Tyler Lockett been a lot more consistent this year than I think he has been even in years past.
Oh yeah.
So I think I would lean Lockett because I think if you start Watson this week off of the 5 touchdowns, you're kind of shooting yourself in the foot because this could be the regression game. Not saying he couldn't do it again, but you're kind of trying to play with house money here. So for me, I'd go Lockett. I'd lean Lockett.
Yeah, I think it's a juicy matchup against Las Vegas. I mean, they're a pretty bad team defensively. And then on the other side, Watson's versus one of the best defenses in the league. So, like you said, similar players, big hit guys, but I think Lockett has a juicier matchup.
Awesome. I'm with that too. Stroh Knight says, "Good morning, Nation of Domination." You remember the Nation of Domination, WWF, dude?
No, it's been so long.
Were you a big wrestling fan?
And like when I was like 8 years old in 1998, Hulk Hogan, what's the guy that drank the beer? It's evading me right now.
Stone Cold.
Yeah, Stone Cold Steve Austin. Yeah, those are my guys right there. Booker T.
Nation of Domination was this. It's actually where The Rock started. Was in like the Nation of Domination. It was like Farouk and The Rock and some other guys, and they were an interesting group. But anyways, Stroh Knight shouting that out there. 4 point people. Yeah, we need 2 wide receivers between Pittman, Godwin, Burks, and 2 running backs between Jacobs, Sanders, and Rashad White. Thank you. All right, let's start with the wide receivers. Daniel, I'll let you take this one. We got Pittman, Godwin, and Burks, and he needs 2 of them. So who are we benching of those 3?
Well, I'm definitely starting Godwin versus Cleveland. Godwin's probably been the most consistent player here. And, you're going to say it, but I think my guy Pittman, I got to roll with. I mean, Ryan's back. He gets the looks. Burks is exciting, though. I mean, Burks is a fun rookie to watch. I gave him no credit in the offseason when he had struggles. I was like, fuck, this guy's a bust, man. I didn't want him anywhere, but he looks good.
I didn't think we'd get a question where I actually would agree with you on Pittman, but this is one where I like what you're saying.
Him, right?
Yeah, because I think Burks still wasn't playing a full allotment of snaps, still wasn't playing a full allotment of the routes run. I mean, yes, exciting, but 50 yards of his breakout game against the Packers came late in the game, like at the very end of the game. And I know people are like, well, points count, it doesn't really matter. But to me, that's a little bit scary because that's where I think regression can come in. But I would agree with you on Pittman and Godwin. For the running backs here, Stroh tonight, I think this is Darius, I believe. I think I would go Josh Jacobs, and then this one's tough, man. But Sanders' usage is kind of it's been a little bit all over the place the last couple of weeks. So I think I would actually lean White. Now that's me. I'm a big upside, like hype fanboy kind of guy. So like this week, you're definitely like, no Fournette, you're trying to slam Rashad White into your lineup. Although the Packers' run defense has not been great. And, I think the Eagles are probably favored by more than a touchdown in this game. So you definitely would like Sanders there too. But I think this could be the White show. And I don't know that you're going to feel very good with White on your bench if he goes off.
I think I'd be comfortable starting Sanders and White just to avoid that calf
over
situation
Jacobs. Okay.
That Jacobs has. I mean, he should play, but calves are tricky, man. Calves, it can pull up mid game and just be out the rest of the game. And
it could
has he been getting a lot of receptions this season, Jacobs? Because that's what kills the Seahawks, running back.
Well, I thought about that too, but I think he's had a little bit more than we normally thought. That when he's having that strong stretch, I mean, we can take a look here too. But when he had that strong stretch, he was getting quite a bit of.
I have it right here.
Yeah, right here.
4 targets, 8 targets, 3 targets, 4 targets.
Yeah, so I think that I mean 2 weeks ago against Indy, he got 6 catches.
Yeah, 20 plus carries the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, so I think that's why I lean on Jacobs here. And then if we go to Sanders, really kind of break this down here for Darius. So he hasn't had over 15 carries. He's only had 15 carries once in his last 4 games. So I think that's where I'm like, okay, if you look at standard scoring, 4 points, 5 points, and then 15 and 13. So I think Sanders is a little bit more hit or miss right now. Now, that's not to say White can't be, because I think what's getting lost in the White hype is how bad the Tampa Bay line is, how bad they've been at run blocking, and and the Gio Bernard thing we mentioned. So maybe you do lean Jacobs and Sanders here.
Yeah.
I think I'd personally, again, I think it's about my upside play, and I'm going Jacobs and Rachaad White here.
Okay. I'm going Sanders and White just to avoid the calf, I think. But
Just
my
to be
favorite's
the
Jacobs if he
contrarian.
was healthy. Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
NSP 7F says pick 2. PPR Keenan Allen, James Conner, Christian Kirk. I'll let you take this one, John or Donnie.
Woo. Give me the toughie. I like
Yeah,
James
this one.
Conner. The number 1 running back over there. I told you I think that this is going to be the highest scoring game. I think this game is going to be off the charts in offense, and if Connor's going to see a lot of that offense. And then I'm going to go. I'm pissed at Allen still. He's been on 2 of my rosters where I needed him all season long. And yeah, he's back, but I'm rolling with Christian Kirk. We said earlier, T Law, he's nothing to lose. 3-7. He's gonna rip it against the Baltimore Ravens, and I like Christian Kirk.
Kirk's been really good over the last few as well.
Yeah.
If we look at Christian Kirk's usage, 12, 9, 7, and 10 targets over his last four games, 3 touchdowns in his last 2 games.
And Ravens secondary isn't anything to be scared of. I'm not scared of
and
that secondary.
I think it's they're coming off the bye too, I believe, right? Or no, they played last week. So I just think it's a good spot. Now I do like how you put out all the logic for James Conner, and then you said, yeah, but screw that for Keenan Allen, even though he's playing in the same game.
Exactly. I don't care.
I will
just
say,
pissed at him.
Yeah. I don't blame you. I saw some people on Twitter in the height of his hamstring injury saying they just wanted to rage drop him, just because that's how upset they were.
I thought about it.
So definitely understand that. I'm with you here, although I do have a voice in the back of my head saying Keenan. I mean, Keenan Allen looked good last week on Sunday night.
He had like 13 points at PBR.
Yeah, but I like the Christian Kirk start. I don't think that's terrible. Nice pivot for you there. Edward Zhang says, yo, 4-point PPR start 2. Jeff Wilson, Rachaad White, Godwin, Kamara. Man. We have got a lot of good options here. Again, I'd be trying to get all 3 of those running backs in my lineup if I could. But if you can't, Donnie, would you go? I think we agree that Jeff Wilson gets this. Yep. What world are we in where Jeff Wilson?
Right, he's the number 1 out of these guys, like out of Kamara, number 1. Oh god.
Yeah, but then I think it's the question of Rachaad White versus Kamara, and you do have the San Francisco defense that's tough, but it could be one of those things where to negate that pass rush, to negate that tough defense, you're dumping off a lot to Kamara. I think I would lean Kamara because I've seen it before with Dalton in this offense, even if it's a tough matchup, than I would Rachaad White because we just haven't seen a full workload out of him.
I'm right there with you, I think. Love all 3 of these guys. I'm putting White in everywhere I have him, but Wilson versus the number 1 worst running back fantasy football defense right now. And Kamara, like he said, the 49ers defense pass rush is legit. It's scary. So they're going to dump it off to Kamara and Johnson, I think. They're going to get the majority of the targets just to like, like throwing it and scared, just like.
And he's going to make that noise too.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like the tennis players instead of the grunt. And they just do the little dump off scream. Ronald in the house saying, what's up, boys? Did you change your logo? Because I thought it was green before. So, but welcome in. I appreciate you being here, Ron. He says, coming to you from God's house. And then Freak says, heaven? He says, no. Play bass guitar at my church. Well, we appreciate you checking in with us, Ronald, as always. Professor Ron, you are the man. Appreciate you, man. Hopefully you guys are having a good church Sunday there. Algier or Logan Thomas in the Listener League. So remember, you get is it a quarter point for first down or a full point for first down? Half point PPR. It's a quarter point for first down, full point PPR. So Logan Thomas or Tyler Algier here. And I think I'm leaning Logan Thomas. I mean, his usage has been pretty good.
Yeah. I like
And who
that.
are
And
the
Algiers
Falcons
been
playing?
less. Algiers been less,
Yeah.
right? Since Patterson's been back. I like that. Going to the upside of Logan rather than the tiny floor of Algier. I like that.
Yeah, so over the last couple of weeks since Thomas got back from his injuries, had 72 or 68 or more percent of the snaps the last 3 weeks. He had 5 of 6 for 65 last week.
Wait,
You look
is
at
Ronald
Tyler
versing me? Because I want to tell him opposite
Eifert.
if he's
It's
versing me.
opposite day. So we've
No,
had 8
no, I'm
carries
good.
back-to-back weeks for Algier, but it hasn't been anything crazy. Washington been playing a little bit better on defense too, so I kind of been.
And
I'd
ever
be
since
in on Logan
Atlanta
Thomas.
too, like
Yeah. Let's see. Brian McGowan, what's going on, Brian? How are you, my man? KC versus Rams at home or Jets versus Chicago? I don't know why this is stressing me. Bro, I have
KC.
this exact same situation in a bunch of different leagues too. But yeah, I'll take KC versus the Rams. Although I will say that, I mean, I don't think you can go wrong. I think both of these are great
Yeah.
plays.
And
We got the Jets playing.
is the
Go
court
ahead.
is Fields playing? I know
No,
it's questionable,
Fields is
maybe
out.
not. Oh, he's
Yeah,
out. Ooh,
he's
yeah.
inactive. So
Both
Trevor
these
Siemian will
defenses.
get the start. I think both are going to be good. The reason I would lean KC though is the Jets are going to have Mike White on the other side, and if Mike White makes a bunch of mistakes, he could give the ball to Chicago in a weird situation. That's not going to happen for Pat Mahomes. Like Pat Mahomes isn't going to put his defense in bad positions today, most likely. So that's why I think I would lean Kansas City. I just think you have the better shot of being a more complete game. Appreciate you, Brian. Thanks for checking in. So Ron saying, but the secondary could be good and the slot guy eats. Are you talking about for your Logan Thomas or Algier? I mean, yeah, I do. I mean, I think I'm going with Logan Thomas. I think that's the way to go. Rodera says, would you play Aaron Jones versus the Eagles or Pacheco versus the Ram? It's PPR, and I'm looking for upside. I also have McKinnon. Well, I don't think this is a McKinnon game script, just the way the game sets up. Aaron Jones versus Pacheco. If it's PPR, I think I'd lean Aaron Jones. We just haven't seen enough out of the passing game for Pacheco. Like, I don't want to get too cute with Pacheco here. I do think he belongs in this conversation. But for me, Donnie, I'm leaning with the PPR upside I get out of Aaron Jones.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I mean, you see Pacheco, you see those 15 plus carries, you see the matchup, you're like, ooh, this is the week. But no, it's not the week
Right.
if you're choosing between Aaron Jones and the passing upside
Yeah,
against a good defense.
Yeah, Ron, I'm pointing out here the Eagles have not been able to stop the run. They went and got Ndamukong Suh just so they could try and.
They'll probably stop Dylan because Dylan's not doing anything this season for me. Where I have him
Well,
everywhere.
Yeah,
But...
Dylan is being stopped on every play. Sometimes in the backfield. Marketing Inventive says Ryan Tannehill or Matt Ryan.
Oof. That's scary.
Yeah.
Can you pick up Mike White?
I'd probably roll Tannehill here.
Yeah.
He's got a little bit of rushing upside. Yeah, I think it's a little bit better of a situation. And if the Bengals push them, then you could see the Titans have to throw a few. And Tannehill looked kind of good on Thursday night against the Packers. Like he was, like the ankle was behind him, and he was playing a little bit better. So I'd be with that.
I like that.
Roderis Chambers says George Pickens or DJ Moore PPR. Oh, this is a Donnie question.
I love DJ Moore. His rejuvenation this
Sam
season
Darnold
after Baker went down because Baker doesn't know how to throw to his talented players. But they're versing the number one defense against wide receivers in fantasy football. So I'm going to go the exciting playmaking rookie George Pickens out of these two this week.
Yeah, we do get Sam Darnold back this week. So, I mean, as crazy as that sounds, that's good for DJ Moore, though. It's better than Baker.
Yeah. That's true. That's true.
I don't know
is it better? Is it better
week.
than oh God,
no,
what's the quarterback's name?
Kenny Pickett.
No, the one that's been playing for the Panthers.
PJ Walker.
Yes. Is he better than PJ Walker?
Well, Darnold did have a good stretch last year with DJ Moore to start the year. So I think that there is a little bit of hope that at least he knows to get the ball to DJ Moore. Yeah. So that's what you're hoping for. But I agree with you that I think in this situation, Pickens would be the better play. Let's see. Let's see. So since Fields is out, Baki Yasin, welcome in. Baki, big Chicago guy. He says, since Field is out, who should I start at QB? Derek Carr or Tom Brady? Who I can get in free agency. I also have Devontae Adams starting at wide receiver. That's kind of tempting. You get Derek Carr going with Devontae Adams, but I think I'd lean on Brady.
Yeah.
I think Brady's just shown a little bit more consistency, even though they've been bad. He's been decent and he's grown a bunch. And I think you can rest easy going with Brady than I would Carr, because Carr could really just tank your whole day. I don't see that.
What you got to do is, Baki, is pick up Tom Brady and then get a picture of Tom Brady just like that in some rain and stuff. The same picture you have of Fields, but with Brady.
yeah, you get a new edit and then you'll be all set here. Okay. Nemo Lady saying, do I start Christian Watson or Juwan Johnson in flex PPR? Man, this is a good question. Juwan Johnson's really been coming on since week 2. Juwan Johnson is the tight end 2, behind only Kelsey since week 2. So, that's what we've got going on with our Juwan Johnson shares. Juwan Johnson was like a filler for me in the Lister League. I picked him up as like a flex fill-in. And dude, I've been like, I got to start him again.
He's killing it.
He's been solid. For me, I think I would still. You like Juwan Johnson here?
Well, the same reason I like Kamara.
yeah. Fair enough.
That pass rush 49ers, man, they're going to get to him quick, so they're going to throw the tight end and running back. So that's why I really like Johnson this week.
Yeah. Tyler Higbee or Taysom Hill, who should I start at tight end? I'd be going Taysom Hill just for the upside. Yeah. We did see last week that they started to use Taysom Hill a little bit more. So if they continue to do that, I mean, they need to. We've been saying this all season. Like, why not get him more looks? I mean, he adds some value.
Did you see him against the Seahawks? I sure did. Yeah. He obliterated the Seahawks with 4 touchdowns. Yeah. Why doesn't he do that?
I feel like we've been chasing that.
Exactly. Exactly.
It's like, get him that usage. So pick 2. Marketing is basically adjusting his question. Pickens, Burks, and DJ Moore.
Man.
Actually, he's adjusted it again here. Pickens, Burks, DJ Moore, and Devonta Smith. So I would go Devonta Smith and Pickens. I think that's the 2 I would roll with.
I think so too.
Yeah. Debo or Evans PPR? Debo or Evans PPR with the Cleveland weather? Oh, is there Cleveland weather? Or that would be news to me. Let's see NFL weather here. Cleveland.
It is
53 and overcast is what it says here.
Expected rain.
Okay, so maybe they got some rain coming in.
Yeah.
Usually like the run games a little bit more if the rain's coming in here. Would you go Debo or Evans in PPR?
Is Debo playing? Because I know
Debo is playing. He's got the thumb.
He's got 2 of them.
I have with San Fran. Who's got 2 thumbs? This guy. I will say about Debo, like, I think that it's hard to bench him just because we've seen the upside, right? You see what happens. But this is a team now with all those weapons where they're going to rotate big games. You know, it's not going to be like it was last year where it was all Debo. I do think, though, that any time Debo can get there for you. I think for me, this is really tough, man.
Kudos to Finn Strom for having this issue. Like Debo and Evans, who else do you have a wide receiver?
Yeah.
Or you need to bench one of these guys. You must have a great roster.
Right. But I think for me, I'm gonna lean Debo. I just think it's a better situation. The weather does scare me a little bit.
I like that.
And the offense is just a little bit more deadly right now. So I think I trust that he's going to get more opportunities. But again, I don't know if this decision is going to really affect your game. You know, like this, you got 2 great options here. All right, so Michael Gudowski, welcome to the channel. If you're new, man, hit us with that sub. Let's see here. Start 2, Olave, Godwin, Kirk, Rashad White.
These guys have good rosters.
Yeah, there are some good ones here. So this one is interesting, but I want Rashad White here. Oh man, these are great. And Pacheco's in there too. I actually might go with Pacheco over White.
Okay. What are your two? I'll tell you my two. It's hard. All these guys are good options.
Yeah,
honestly.
this is tough, man. I might go Christian Kirk here, and I'm gonna actually go Rashad White. Now that I think about it, I'm gonna go Christian Kirk and Rashad White. The Pacheco. This is funny because I was just about to say Pacheco's close, and that's what Ron's saying here too. And he says Olave and White, which
Okay.
I don't mind, but I think you've kind of talked me at least into Godwin over Olave for this particular matchup because of that San Francisco secondary and just that defense been playing really well.
Yeah.
I just do think it's a volume play with both guys. Like both guys are going to get fed. I'm looking to see if after the bye, Godwin can finally kind of break through the injury thing. Because it seemed like he's getting the volume,
Godwin over Kirk?
No, I was just kind of talking through it. I do like Kirk and White, but I'm just kind of talking through these guys here. What about you? What are your two?
You chose the same exact two I wanted. Yeah, I think Kirk is my favorite out of those wide receivers, and then I think White is my favorite start of the week out of those guys.
Perfect. Don, this is Scott in a must-win. Kirk is my third wide receiver in PPR, which is having an effect on my tight end.
So this is Scott's like 33rd league that we're helping him with. League number 33 that he must win in.
Yeah, exactly. It's a must win. Every week is a must win, Scott. My third wide receiver in PPR, which is having an effect on my tight end. Do we have Ingram or Logan Thomas as your tight end this week? Let's see.
So he's concerned about starting Kirk and Ingram in the same.
Yeah, I don't think that really matters. We just want to look at the. I think it can matter, but I want to look at the points against for tight ends. And who is
Baltimore, right? I have it right here.
Yeah.
15th, so mid-tier.
Yeah, and then Atlanta, I think, is the same, right? So
Atlanta's 12th. Yeah, so a little better matchup against Falcons, but not by much.
Yeah, so I think I might lean Logan Thomas here. The matchup's good. We've liked his usage increasing a little bit. And then you kind of avoid the situation where you don't want to play both. What I'd like to see out of Kirk is the 3 touchdowns over the last 2 weeks, which means they've been looking for him even in the red zone. He's a smaller guy, but they still look for him down there. So that's pretty good. Appreciate everybody in the chat, man. It's been popping off this morning. Hopefully you guys are rocking and rolling for your week 12 and excited for this slate of games here, but we'll work through some more of these. St. Louis fan, Mr. Discount. Okay. Derek Carr or Heineke with Fields out? Man, Heineke is one that I just can't get behind. But this is a great matchup.
Even versus Atlanta?
I know, this is a good matchup. But Derek Carr is not in a terrible situation either. I guess I would lean on team total. Let me look at what's going on here for that over-under really quick. Why don't you talk me through
Atlanta, Washington's 40.5 point total and 47.5 for Seahawks and Vegas. Out of this matchup, I don't really trust Heineke. I like him. I like his story. I like his swagger. I like his the team follows behind him. He wins big games, but in those games, he doesn't have good fantasy stats. It doesn't excite me. Carr's hit over 20 points multiple times this season, and maybe he does that again. Maybe he just is average and gives you a floor of 15, 18. I'd rather take that over Heineke this week.
I'm actually going to go Heineke here. And it's gross and it's weird.
It's gross.
But here's my reasoning. Okay, Heineke's at home. I like that. Derek Carr's going to Seattle. I don't love that. We've talked about Seattle. They're coming off the bye, right? So they should be a little bit extra prepared. The team totals are actually pretty similar right now when I look at it. You talked about the over-unders, but the implied team total for Washington is 22. The Raiders is 21.75, and it's actually gone down since it opened. So Vegas doesn't really trust the Raiders, their own team. And so not that we trust Washington, but I'm kind of in on Washington here versus
it does seem like a juicier matchup. And they're 6-5, and that division is really close, and they need to win. Just
I'm
for
gonna go with the
fantasy purposes,
gunslinger
Heineke scares me.
Heineke.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like
No,
both.
I'm with you.
I would
But if you're
literally
in
flip a
this
coin.
situation,
I would literally probably flip
yeah,
a coin for this
exactly. If you're in
situation.
this situation, I'm
Yeah.
just gonna go with the upside, and I think Heineke's got that in this matchup a little bit.
I like that.
So,
And shout out
TSB World says.
Shout out to
Go ahead.
Seahawks for having a bye week on my wedding weekend. By the way, I hit them up last year when I made my
Yeah.
when I made my
Well, more likely
appointment.
that you're like, hey, babe, let's get married on this weekend.
No, we made the schedule before the schedule came out, and then in May when the schedule came out, I was like looking at it. Like,
Well done. Well done.
Yep.
Shout out to Nicole, by the way.
Yes.
She's awesome, and you guys, congrats to you too. That's so great that you guys. I've been just like a fanboy over here looking at all your pictures and videos, and it's been awesome.
It was so fun. It was such a party. Yeah, appreciate it.
Yeah. Let's see. TSB World says, howdy, happy Sunday. Need a flex, 1 point PPR. C. Patterson or Rashad White. Keep up the great work. Oh, appreciate you.
Appreciate that, TSB.
I'm going White.
Is this where you do it? I think.
Yeah. I think Patterson's usage has just been a little bit scary because even with him back, they've worked in Huntley, they worked in Algier. Mariota's a threat to run it in. I just think that for me, I'm going to go White here. I think this is the time to kind of lean into White.
Yeah, Patterson hasn't really seemed the same excitement since he's come back. Yeah, like he was hitting.
He did get the run back last week.
Yeah, his snap percentage before the injury was 16 above. The snap percentage now is 39, 38, 49. Because they saw what they had in the other two running backs, so it's like they don't need.
Well, and also, like, would we be would be surprised if it stays that way because he got injured when they gave him more work. You know, like if you're thinking about the logical breakdown, like that's probably why. So
I like that. I think
for me, I'm going to go
Rashad White for sure.
Yeah, the Rashad White Mendoza line right here. So Super CNB Challenger says I need a running back too and a flex in PPR. So we got Pittman, Olave, Michael Carter, Montgomery. So I think I'm starting Montgomery over Carter. I do like the matchup better for Carter. Well, James Robinson's out, right?
Robinson's out, so I think Carter's my number one out of these.
Actually,
Is Khalil out? I heard something about Khalil being out too, right?
Well, he's been out. Yeah, he's on the IR.
Okay, yeah.
So he's been out now, and so I think you're right. I think it's Michael Carter because the Jets' defense is so good too.
I think it's both running backs.
This.
I think it's
really?
both running backs.
You'd start Montgomery over both those wide receivers?
I think I would.
Yeah, I think that's decent. Montgomery should still at least get pass catching work, right? So that should help you kind of float that. I'm good with it. Is Samaj AP Ryan a good flex play? No, Joe Mixon. I mean, you saw him last week when Mixon went out, 3 touchdowns. So not that you can expect that. Carlos is watching you. Great name.
You know who has the most rushing yards in a game in college football history? Samaj AP Ryan.
Here we go.
So,
all right. Well, we knew we couldn't avoid one Boomer Sooner reference. Speaking of former Boomer Sooners, did you see the USC Trojans last night with Caleb?
I worked. Yeah, I worked that game.
Is that the game you worked?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
That's a fun
I miss him being on the Sooners roster 100%. He's probably the Heisman winner. He is fantastic. He is a bigger, slightly slower
Michigan.
Kyler Murray, who's like throwing these balls from like 25 yards deep, like getting.
Dude, he had a total Kyler play last night. That whole scramble run around was wild.
And completed it. Yeah, it's crazy. He's a great talent. It sucks he can't go to the NFL because he's only a sophomore.
Yeah, well, we'll get there. Carlos is watching you. Who would you choose at the flex, Deontay Johnson or Tyler Boyd? I'd go Tyler Boyd here. I have no love for Deontay Beta Johnson.
Does if Chase plays change your mind at all?
I don't think he's going to play. I think he's out this week.
Okay.
Yeah. So they I think they said that yesterday, just basically that he's close, but it's not going to happen.
Okay. Then I like Boyd.
I think Boyd is the play here. Hayden Hurst or Juwan Johnson or Gerald Everett. We got to go with our guy, Juwan Johnson, man.
I think so, man.
I
think so. I got him in my 20-man dynasty. I've been dying for a tight end. I got Conklin. He did me okay, but then I picked up Juwan too, and it's been awesome.
Nice.
I have a little man crush on him. So,
as you should. Big man crush on him. Marketing inventive. Heineke, Russell Wilson, Rodgers, Mariota, White, Brissett, Matt Ryan, or Tannehill. Pick one.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, of all of these, I don't really want to pick any one of these. Let's see. What does Vegas think of the Titans line here? Yeah, Titans are not
I mean, is this the game? I mean, out of all games, this is the game where Russell could go off because of Carolina, but I don't fucking trust it. He's trying
it's
to.
like all
What's
of
the
these
meme?
teams, Donnie, are sub 20
Gross.
are
Gross.
sub 20 team totals, dude. Like
But
nobody is going to score out of these teams.
have you seen the meme where Russell's trying to get as many touchdowns as he has bathrooms in his house?
Oh yeah. I was sending you that one. I think
Is that the one you sent me? Yeah, that's hilarious, dude.
Yeah, the TikTok
Oh
thing is like
man.
he's got 12 bathrooms and 7 touchdowns. Well, the other one is Carson Wentz has thrown 10 touchdowns, and he hasn't played since week 6.
Oh my
And he still
god.
has more touchdowns than our guy Russ. So I definitely don't want to play Russell Wilson.
Mm-mm.
And who are the Broncos playing today?
The Panthers. That's what I'm saying. This is like the game where he would need to. But
last week was the game they played the Raiders, man.
yeah.
I don't want any part of it.
Yeah, same.
I almost want to say Mariota here. Mariota's got a good rushing floor. He's kind of been sneakily consistent in fantasy. And so if we look at some of his scoring over the last few weeks, 19, 21, this is in 6-point touchdowns, 7, 28, 14, 28, 18. So he's got a decent floor. So I'm actually gonna go with Mariota here. I think Washington's not a team. Like this could be a sneaky shootout. Like this game could get up there because both teams are kind of fighting for it. So I like Mariota.
I think I like that. And you almost convinced me. I think you convinced me earlier. I think Tannehill. No, I think Tannehill.
Oh, okay. I think
I think it's a good matchup.
don't
After
mind
talking about it, he's played better. The play action pass game is there. It could be a shootout there as well. So I think I'm going to go Tannehill.
Oh my God. Trevor Siemian injured during warmups. His oblique. This is breaking news. Nathan Peterman will start.
Oh, gross. Oh,
dude,
my.
Let's go Jets, dude. I have Jets
start the Jets defense.
everywhere.
Hold on, I need to pick up the Jets defense in my.
Yeah, go do that. Yeah, so I think Donnie, sorry, I keep doing that. Donnie likes Tannehill, and I like Mariota. So those are the way we're
Jets
going.
Defense, dropping the Seahawks defense. Bam.
P-Ryan or Ayuk this week, full point PPR. I'm probably going to go P-Ryan. The usage is a little bit more safe. He's definitely going to stay in on third down because he was their third down back before, most likely. So, yeah, I'm rolling with P-Ryan here.
I like it.
Gus Edwards or Brian Robinson Jr. in the flex. What do you think, Donnie? B-Rob Jr. or Gus Edwards?
Oh, I'm going Gus Bus, baby.
Okay.
I think I'm going Gus Bus. I like Brian Robinson's shares last week. I think he's starting to get more carries again. But Gus Bus is back, and he excites me a lot more. They trust him, and he came back from PUP, and they just like right away just threw him there. And then he got hurt again. I think they're just going to throw him in again.
Yeah. Baki Sin just letting us know about the Nathan Peterman thing here. Oh, the Bears are just bad news Bears this morning, huh? Trey S. This morning, gents. What's going on, Trey? Full point PPR bench 1. ETN, Jeff Wilson, or Rashad White. I want to roll them all out, but CMC is my RB1. Oh. Thanks. Good luck. Jesus, man.
I think we agree with this one. I mean, we've talked about it a little bit, right?
Yeah, it's got to be ETN
White
and Jeff Wilson. Yeah, you're benching White here as much as you want to play him. And this is a good situation to have. Hopefully, honestly, what I would do here, since I'd be looking to trade one of these. I don't know if your deadline already passed, but try and get some value out of one of these. And if you got to do it before the games, you got about 10 minutes to do so. But I would. I mean, at least you have depth going into the playoff stretch. So that's
definitely.
Not a lot of teams have that. The Joker says Deebo Samuel dealing with a lingering hamstring or Portland Sutton full point PPR.
I would take Deebo Samuel without any hamstrings over anyone in Denver right now, man. Like, come on.
Oh man. Don giving some advice there, or Scott, I should say. Non-PPR, one for the flex. Gibson, Pacheco, or Palmer. I'm going Pacheco here, man. I like Gibson. He's been good lately. But Pacheco's in his prime spot. The Chargers defense, or no, that's not who they're playing. They're playing
Rams.
The Rams. The Rams team not going to be able to put up much points, which means it's probably going to be a big Pacheco game. If I had to guess, he's going to get 15 to 20 touches. You got Gibson or Aaron Jones today? I'm going Aaron Jones.
Aaron Jones.
Again, I like Gibson. I like what he's been putting on lately, but I'm still going Aaron Jones on the upside there. EZ says Christian Watson or Pirine at the flex in PPR.
I think you got to go Pirine here. Starting running back on the Bengals in the game against the Tennessee, who's 7-3. They do have a good running defense, but Bengals are going to score points. They always do.
Big T Higgins game today.
Yes, I definitely agree with that.
Yeah. All right, we got some questions coming in, but we got to get going here. We got a little bit of time left. Pick 3: Keenan Allen, Godwin, Tyler Lockett, Tyler Boyd, or Marquise Brown, full point PPR. So personally, I'm going to go Keenan Allen, Lockett, and Godwin. I think there's my 3.
I like that. I like that. I'd be debating between Allen and Marquise Brown being back, but I think
that's just because you hate Allen right now.
Yeah, but I think I would still choose Allen, unfortunately.
Yeah. I have a ton of KC defenses, Scott, but there are a lot of those with the Jets sitting on the bench. Do I switch now with Peterman? I probably would consider it.
Yeah, I consider it too.
The one thing about the Chiefs is they get a lot of pressure. Like Chris Jones gets a lot of pressure. Like he's, I think, one of the best.
Oh yeah.
But they can let up some stuff too. Like because they're starting a lot of rookies on defense. With the Jets, what we've seen is they are very sound. I mean, they kept the Bills to low points. They handled a lot of teams so far. And if you give them Nathan Peterman right now, oh man,
dude, he's gonna go off. Watch 6 touchdowns.
Oh my God, I would
400 yards out of nowhere. Oh man.
Ray Gamer says Pirine versus Titans or Pierce versus Dolphins in standard. So Pirine versus the Titans or Pierce versus the Dolphins in standard. So really what you're hoping for in standard is a touchdown because that's this big swing in standard scoring. I'm again going to go with Pirine here.
Yeah? I don't know.
Yeah, Pierce has not been great lately.
Yeah.
If we look at some of his usage, I mean, last week, 10 carries for 8 yards, 2 catches for 9 yards. I don't like it. And if this gets to be a point where Miami just boat races them, Pierce could be deleted from the game. So I'm going to lean with Pirine here because at least he's got passing game chops. So, yeah.
I like that. I think I would be chasing personally, what we've seen from Pierce throughout the season over the recent weeks. So I'd go Pierce.
Start 2 in standard. We got Evans versus Brown in the rain. Let me know if what you guys see there. Debo versus Saints. He's playing. Palmer versus Cardinals. No Williams. And probably sitting Hollywood Brown, right? Yeah, I think I like Evans and Debo here. I just think, Rain Schmain with Evans, he's a dog, dude. He's just going to get
mitts.
Yeah, so I'm starting both him and Debo in this one. I think you just start your studs in these two.
I think so too. I love Palmer though. Like I talked about it, I think he's going to have a great matchup.
Yeah.
But I don't think you can bench Evans for Palmer right now, even unless it rainstorm with wind and shit coming. Yeah, then I would bench him. But starting those two.
So we got Kyler Murray versus Chargers. I'm going to go a little rapid fire here. So Kyler Murray versus Chargers or Jimmy G versus Saints, 6 point per touchdown in standard league. Dude, I think Kyler is probably the play.
Yeah.
But Jimmy G has been playing lights out. I mean, 4 touchdowns on Monday night. I'm still going Kyler because the rushing upside's just there. But don't be surprised if Jimmy G outscores him here for sure. But with that 6 point touchdown, I will say it doesn't really give you that cheat code as much with the rushing quarterback because you don't get the upswing there. Peterman or Ron Jeremy? Oh, Ron Jeremy for sure.
Ron Jeremy all day.
Starting Henry and Moreau already. Cowboys defense and Mayer did terrible. Still disappointing. I should have played Myers and Eagles defense. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it all pans out here. Spubsy says Mac Hollins or Allen Robinson PPR. Well, Allen Robinson's out, so definitely put Mac Hollins in there.
Yes.
Marcos Valdez says half point PPR. Start to Kamara, JT, Kenneth Walker. Thanks.
God. You can't not start Walker
JT.
right now.
I think it's JT and Kenneth Walker.
Yeah, I think so. Even though we love Kamara this week too, we talked about it with the dump offs and everything, but I think that's what you got to do.
Our
JT and
guy,
Walker.
Jonathan Durst in the chat here, hitting us with that Whisper Nation super chat. You know what that means? Donnie, this is all you, dude.
All me? Hell no. Join me, brother.
Woo!
Woo! Yeah.
Thanks, Durst. Appreciate you, man. I need a last second Justin Fields replacement. Derek Carr, Heineke, Tannehill. Who to start? Well, this is actually the three we've been kind of discussing.
Yeah. I'll let you take this, man.
So,
you've been talking me into two of these. Which one?
I actually am going to go Tannehill here. I think that's the right play. He's got a little bit of rushing upside. It's a decent matchup. The Bengals should push him. They're about the same all as team totals as well. And, Tannehill's just a guy who's been consistent enough in fantasy before. I mean, we don't have to go too far back to remember that he can get it done. And if Burks is starting to come along, I think that's better for him as well. And I think that's how you're going to attack Cincinnati anyways, is through their secondary versus their run defense. So, definitely. Obviously Derrick Henry doesn't care who you are, but I think this is a situation where Tannehill can get a couple touchdowns for you. Get some rushing upside. Pizza Billy says, happy Sunday, Whisper Peeps. Happy Sunday to you all. Donnie, any last words before we head out of here into week 12 and get these people on their way?
Oh, man, just have a wonderful Sunday like always. Good luck to all your teams, unless you're versing me or Travi. And just, keep grinding. Pay attention to those injuries for the 1 o'clock games. Make sure you don't start your flexes just in case you need an opening. And just have a wonderful day.
Sounds good. And one last question here. Pizza Belly, Burks or Paris Campbell? I like Paris Campbell with Matt Ryan. Paris Campbell's just been really consistent, to be honest. He's been really, really solid for these guys. So I'm going Paris Campbell.
I like that. I think I would go Burks just for the fun rookie upside.
For the upside? Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't hate it. As Donnie said, good luck to everybody in your Week 12 matchups. Hope you guys had a beautiful Thanksgiving with your family. And if you don't celebrate, hope you had a beautiful day either way. And we will be back with you tomorrow night for the Monday Night Football live stream. So we will see you then. Appreciate all of you. For Donnie, for Johnny, for Austin, I'm Big Travi. We're the Fantasy Whisperers, and we're out of here. Peace.
Peace.
Right here. Look at you go. You made it to the end of another one of our videos. Hey, if you still have some questions, I totally understand. Or you just want to join an awesome fantasy football community, head on over to our Discord chat. Link is in the description below. And if you're still not sold on us, check out one of these videos.